Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that you came today, and I hope that it would be very informative to you and really help with some tips in terms of like how to use the Salesforce efficiently, how to use it natively when it's in the Outlook, and how basically help to be more productive with Salesforce itself. So. Um, First of all, we are going to start with the subject itself. So, what we are, what's our expertise in that, and how we basically help in terms of integrating the Salesforce into the Outlook and how to be more effective when you are having Salesforce installed. And it's really a struggle for you because maybe you're having Lightning version and it's really complex in comparison to Salesforce Classic one. Um, how to solve the challenge when you are switching between the tabs all the time. So we've been in the market for many years already, and here you can see what experts were saying about us. You can see that we were named a co-winner in 2006 by Gartner. We are also were mentioned by Bill Gates himself. Um, as a result, basically as a result of all of those actions that we've done throughout the years, we've been able to set up a strong platform, which is not only like the integration tool, but also a productivity application software. I'll make sure to cover that as we go through the webinar today. So our key OEM and partner companies are Oracle in the first place. We also have SAP and Salesforce in here. So we were trying throughout this years to integrate not only data, so it's simple, just not only like transfer users or your data back to from Salesforce to Outlook or vice versa. We were also trying to integrate the business processes, meaning that if you work in a specific industry, if you work in a specific area, definitely you have some certain use case with a Salesforce which is unique to you. So we are integrating that and helping you to be more effective with it. So that's why basically we were trying to provide you with as much tools as we can. Definitely standing that as a productivity solution also in the first place, because when you're working with Salesforce, you definitely have something unique, and we are trying to help you as much as we can with that. Uh, as the values of that productivity platform, we've dedicated the following. So in the first place is smart data exchange, when all of your records are synchronizing and you have a bidirectional record sync. Secondly, you have a full-scale merge, meaning that when you're working with Salesforce, we also provide you with a side panel that helps you to update the records, that's really help you to work with the objects natively and really not transfer anything of back and forth from Salesforce, just copying and pasting. So instead of that, you just have a tool which really helping you to go ahead and utilize the Salesforce at the full scale and saving you time really. And the third level is the intelligence. So I'll also make sure to showcase that to you today. So we use AI data to track analysis to past interactions, turn your experience into success, and basically providing you with many capabilities to be way more effective. First of all is the question like why smart code, and how is it going to help my reps, or how is it going to help me? Because definitely there are many ways how it's going to be utilized, but is it helpful in the first place? So we boost your reps productivity or your productivity by providing them with a 360 degree view of your clients right from your inbox. So there is a side panel which is contextual. So it's assigned directly to the person with whom you are currently speaking. And you can see the records residing in your Salesforce right after. So you can be way more effective when you having the needed records right in front of you. Also, we save your time by doing that since you don't have to switch anymore between those tabs. You only have to enter the data from the side panel. So you don't have to close the Outlook, go to Salesforce, open the needed record, insert the data in there. Instead of it, you just have in a side panel, which is really helping you to go ahead and transfer all the needed data in just a few clicks. How is going to value your business and how is going to help you for your business? So first of all, it's effective follow-ups. So you are always on track. You always understand what exactly happening with your opportunities, with your leads, and so on. So meaning that you're always up to date and you always can understand when it's good time to follow up, when it's good, when is my next step, and so on, because we also provide that information right over and you were able to operate with that. At the same moment in time, if you are having meetings, if your industry or if your specific business, if having regular appointments, having regular calendar events, we do provide a scheduler assistant, which is intuitive and which provides a control of your appointments. So you can really block the needed time with anytime you want and any whom you want, and that specific functionality is crucial when you're having a lot of meetings going. So you can just in a couple of clicks block the needed time slot for you and your client or for you and your colleague and get that appointment going. How it's also going to help you is that we shorten deal closure time. So you can analyze when someone opened your email, you can analyze what was going on the social media for the person with whom you're currently talking. And that's also embedded into the product itself. So it's all integrated and it's all in one. Also, we provide mail templates where basically you are able to select the Salesforce templates and send them right over to your clients. It's pretty intuitive. Uh, how it's going to be valuable for the executives and top management? In the first place, it's avoiding data loss. So even for you, it's a crucial point. Even if you're just a regular rep, it's a crucial point for you because um, a lot of emails been flowing, and not every time you're able to save it to Salesforce or save the update regarding the communication to Salesforce. So how is it going to help is that we automatically will collect all your data and save it to your Salesforce automatically. So you won't even think about that, but your data and your communication history with a specific person would be saved right into Salesforce. Uh, you basically don't have to pay any attention to it at all. It's autopilot completely and it would be saved right to the needed objects. Same goes for the calendar. So now we do have not only the calendar scheduler, which provides an assistance when you're scheduling the meetings. It also provides an assistance when you're having a lot of your events already in the calendar and you're trying to synchronize them with the Salesforce or from Salesforce back to Outlook. Basically, we do provide a two-way calendar sync, which is exactly allowing you to stay up to date and keeps both platforms updated simultaneously. At the same moment in time, you have contact sync, which is super helpful when, let's say, you have tons of contacts in your Salesforce, you have them on your separate view, and now you want to sync them back to Outlook. So that's really something that's definitely possible. You can synchronize that to your Outlook and then can be synchronized over to your phone as well. So you will be able to go ahead and see all of your people with whom you're communicating right on your phone or right in the contact section of your Outlook. When you're sending or receiving email, it's really important that you are having you are having basically a lot of tasks, a lot of attachments that are being added to the emails which you send or you receive. So you can basically attach them in a couple of clicks and send your attachment to Salesforce with no inputs. They can be saved automatically. The process for getting the tool is super simple. First of all, you just need to install it. Our tool is fully cloud-based and does not need any desktop software to be installed, starting from Exchange 2013. Secondly, you are having just a login procedure, which is allowing you to go ahead and log into your profile in Salesforce, log into your Outlook, connect to both platforms into one, and then you're fully controlling. So it's really super easy to get started, and feel free to get the free trial on the website, and be sure to let us know if any questions arise. By the way, if you do have any questions right now, please feel free to type them. We are also monitoring the questions live, so that's something that you can easily go ahead and do right now, so I can answer any specific or precise question that you have. Okay, now is the interesting part, because we are moving to the demo of the product itself, and we are going to look how exactly it works, because before the time it was only description of how it works, what it does, and so on. But slides are boring, so we right now going to switch to the actual tool and showcase how exactly it's going to help you on your daily life. First of all, you have here the side panel, which I've mentioned before, and which is allowing you to be way more effective with the Salesforce. Um, you can see all the contacts on the records here instantly. So if I'm communicating with Bill, I can see immediately what's going on for him on my Salesforce, and right away update the record. Let's say if there is something that I need to update in terms of the information which I received in the email, I can do that right away. So I just can see that the titles do not match really. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and update the Bill's title in Salesforce, and that's just gonna take me a seconds to go ahead and do that. Secondly, I can see all the connected activities, all the connected details, and basically uh, all the necessary activity histories, all the attachments, and so on. I can view them. I can view them in seconds and be able to operate with that. So I can decide on my next steps just within the seconds. Then what I can do right after, I can go ahead and log a call. That's just basically all the actions which you have on Salesforce that are being embedded into the Outlook. So same as in Salesforce, I have log a call, I have email templates, I have new follow-ups, new tasks, new events, and so on. So what is really cool here is that you are able to see it in the exact way how you see it in Salesforce. Let's say I want to set up a new follow-up. It completes all the fields automatically, which it could, and then you just need to pick up the date when you want to follow up with Bill. It's required fields, so we also transfer all the required fields as well. And once again, it's basically super intuitive. So all the fields which you have on Salesforce are just being transferred here. You only need to ensure that they are enlisted in the exact same way, and then go ahead and create, let's say, the task or new record or anything else. Okay. So that's something regarding the actions. So you have all the same actions when you're operating with any record. You have all the same capabilities, meaning that for the contacts, you can create new opportunities, new support cases, attach files, and so on. At the same moment in time, you have some cool actions which are really helping you to be more productive. Let's say there is a quick memo that you want to add. You've got an update in the email and you really want to keep it, but not in tasks, not in anywhere, but just in the description of this specific contact. You can simply type it, and that would be an update in the description of that contact itself with a timestamp. So let's say I would just want to say just got an email and I want to post it. When I'm redirecting to the Salesforce contacts in here and I'm seeing this record, I'm able to see that in the description it was updated with the exact timestamp of that specific person, and I can see my comment in here, which is super useful. Okay, maybe if you have any questions so far, please feel free to mention them. We will be happy to go ahead and answer. Okay, I can see that we have one question. If the records of the webinar would be available after that, and the records of the webinar would be available. Absolutely, we do provide the recordings, and at the same moment in time, we're also doing personalized showcases just in case if you need that. So feel free to go ahead and request if you would need a more personal and more tailored um, showcase. That's absolutely fine with us, and we are eager to provide you with that. Okay, so moving back to the tool itself. So what's actually here as well is super interesting is that you have some insights in terms of like the connection in your companies, but that's something that's being operated since I don't have any activities really on this account. The data is empty, but it would be available if you are actively speaking and it's your real client. Then you have a files tab where you store all your attachments. You can see the files which were already attached, like this one, and you can also attach any of the files which came through the email or which would basically go as an email file or etc. You would be also see and able to add that as a files here. Uh, you remember when I've been talking about the scheduler and how easily you can to schedule the meetings with your clients? So that's super easy. You can just go ahead and provide the specific time slots, by the way, which Bill requested here in the email, or just use book me. So what's the difference between those is that when you're using time slots, you're able to modify all the details and the time slots themselves. So I can see that it's not only Bill who is here and who would participate on the call, it's also two of my colleagues. So I can see their meetings in here and I can select the actual free time slots, which would work for all parties. So I select a couple of time slots here, a couple of time slots there, and I hit finish. So as a result, we would basically get an email which is containing the hyperlinks to the actual calendar. So once Bill receives those emails, he would be able to block this specific time for both of us. So that's how it can be utilized in one way. The second one is to use just the book me when it's necessary is when you don't know the slots, and what you really want to do is just provide them with larger options. So when Bill receives this email, you would be able to click on this link, redirect it to the calendar itself, and there select the specific time which works best for him. So that's really something super useful that we provide in terms of the calendar assistant, and it's exactly how it's going to help you on your daily calendar life. Okay, so since we've started from the calendar already, I'm also going to showcase you the part where exactly we synchronize your calendars. So you can see that I've got some events here, and you can see that some of them have darker blue color. So this precisely means that those events are synchronized back and forth with Salesforce. And if I have um, any specific updates, either from Salesforce side or from the Outlook side, I can easily go ahead and see those changes reflected in my either platform, in my Salesforce or in my Outlook. Now let me go ahead and showcase how exactly that could be configured, because first of all, you can configure the customization of the product itself. You can configure how the side panel looks and works. And how is it helpful is that in the first place, if you are using the Lightning UI, if you are migrating to Lightning, it's gonna help you really, because you would still see the objects how you prefer, and the way which is really better because it's still tied to the classic view, and it's really gonna be more effective and more intuitive for you. So those are the settings basically which are displaying right now. Those are the settings for the Salesforce in terms of like which objects can be connected from there, and we support all the objects and all custom objects. So if you see the left side of my screen, exactly connecting all the possible objects and custom objects from the Salesforce, then it's also connecting objects from the Smart Cloud Connect, and you can select here and add basically anything you want. Right after you've added the object, you can basically configure it up to your personal preference. So you can decide which fields you want to work with and which you don't. Then you can go ahead and select which of those fields are really important. And that also would be highlighted with a red star on the top right. Then you can go ahead and configure how exactly the objects would be displayed. So let's say for the opportunity, those opportunities are being shown to me by their name, but let's say it's also the invoice ID that's appearing on my emails, and which I really want to see as well, as a trigger for the object itself. So I can select the invoice ID, add it here to the opportunity, and it would be allowed to see on the side panel itself. Once you have that was configured and selected, once you have the complete setup for your objects, you can easily go ahead and send this customization over to your colleagues. So that's really saving a lot of time for you when you are working with a lot of people in your company, when you're having a lot of your reps working on the same objects, on the same Salesforce UIs, or either way, when you are basically you just want to share, you've installed this tool and you want to share this specific tool with your colleague does not need to go once again from the setup process completely. They would be able to get the customization from you, or you would be able to share this customization over to them, which is super useful. Okay, so in terms of the additional items that we provide here, is that we automatically allow you to add the specific emails when you're getting them to the object types, and you can disallow linking emails to the following objects, meaning that you can pre-select really for which objects you want to save your tasks, meaning emails, and block something from them. So really that's in terms of configuration. You can do the same for the events, and it can be configured pretty easily. Uh, then what exactly we do have as well here? You can also synchronize and decide what exactly you want to synchronize in terms of the activities, in terms of your emails, in terms of your events, really. So what do we have here is the synchronization. So how is exactly going to help you is, first of all, you can decide which exactly objects you want to synchronize, meaning that your emails or your calendar events can be synchronized either automatically or manually. And you can, if you want to do that automatically, you can decide that here. You can also add those to opportunities. You can add the blacklisted domains here, which would exclude those specific specific recipients who have those domains, or simply your colleagues from being from your communication to being logged to Salesforce itself. Um, so really, how is it gonna help is that you can adhere the domain name, and if there's any communication going back and forth with you and the person who is having this domain, it won't be logged to Salesforce. It's really useful when there's a lot of like internal communication going and you really want to prevent it from being locked to the Salesforce itself. So all you have to do is just to add those domains here, and they will be filtered out from the synchronization. We're also allowing you to go ahead and synchronize your calendar, your tasks, and your contacts. So that's super easy. You can switch that off in case if you want to. Each option is there for you to turn on. And basically, we also, at the same moment in time, since I've covered the automation part already, we provide you with a manual way to save the email. So when you're hitting that button, you can see that it's absolutely the same process, and it's creating the activity on Salesforce, but it's rather manual. So it's not that productive really, but still it's there in case if you don't want to log everything automatically, you can still select manually what you really want to see on your Salesforce. So yeah, that's been it. To sum it up, we also provide a complete synchronization to Salesforce, not only by the tasks and by the objects. We also allow you to search within the entire CRM or for specific objects, or you can go ahead and create new objects. So since we are having that, we serve really as a mirror of your CRM platform and really trying to preserve as much functionality there as possible. So all the fields that are highlighted in red here, those are the required fields on Salesforce. So without them, you cannot really create any records, any information. Without them, you cannot really move forward. So that's pretty much it. That's how we cover the Salesforce and Outlook productivity part, and how exactly we are helping you in terms of boosting your CRM productivity and overall CRM adoption and intelligence. So be sure to let me know if you have any questions. We are all ears to the questions that you have, and let us know if you have one. Okay. So that's probably would be it. That would be a quicker showcase today because we are preparing for something really new, and we are preparing for our next webinar. We are going to showcase completely another platform of ours. So please stay tuned. Be sure to let us know if any questions arise, and feel free to schedule a personal showcase in case if that would be needed. We are always open for that. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that you have connected today and really value your coming. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and wish you a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Goodbye.